Hello. Today we're going to work on the R sound, by reading one of my very favorite, both words with R's, Harold and the Purple Crayon. This is a great story. It's one of my big time favorites. And we're going to be finding words on our TouchChat. On the home button, on the home page. So we're going to be looking for words: drink, eat, finish, help, go, listen, play, and stop. And sometimes those words don't show up in the story, but they'll show up in the pictures. And that's another way that you can use your core vocabulary board or your communication device to participate. You don't always have to just use the words that are already in the story. Sometimes you can find a word and it goes with the story and it's just right. All right. Harold and the Purple Crayon by Crockett Johnson. Let's see. Here he is. There's Harold and our purple crayon. I'm going to go ahead and clear this before I forget. He is drawing stuff. He looks like he is having a good time. There he is. There's some more purple crayon that he drew. One evening, after thinking it over for some time, Harold decided to go for a walk in the moonlight. He wants to go for a walk. There wasn't any moon, and Harold needed a moon for a walk in the moonlight, and he needed something to walk on. He needs something to go for his walk on. He made a long, straight path so he wouldn't get lost, and he set off on his walk, taking his big purple crayon. Yeah, there he went. There he goes. But he didn't seem to be getting anywhere on the long, straight path, so he left the path for a shortcut across a field, and the moon went with him. There he goes, and there goes the moon. The shortcut led right to where Harold thought a forest ought to be. He didn't want to get lost in the woods, so he made a very small forest with just one tree in it. So there he is, and he decided that he was going to, I guess let's just gonna say he's gonna keep going. It turned out to be an apple tree. There it is. The apples would be very tasty, Harold thought, when they got red. They were going to be very tasty. I think he's thinking about eating them. Maybe he wants to eat an apple. Let's go back to home. So he put a frightening dragon under the tree to guard it. Oh man, so the dragon is going to stop anybody who wants to steal an apple. It was a terribly frightening dragon. Look, that dragon is saying, Stop. That is not your apple. It even frightened Harold, and he backed away, his hand holding the purple crayon. That hand shook. Ooh. There he goes. He's going backwards. Do you ever walk backwards? It's a little bit fun, but a little bit dangerous. Suddenly, he realized what was happening, but by then, Harold was over his head in an ocean. He's going to go into the water. Oh no, there's his hand. What is he saying? Is he saying, come help me? He came up thinking fast, and In no time, he was climbing aboard a trim little boat. So he finished being in the water, and then he got out and he's going to go into the boat. He quickly set sail, and the moon sailed along with him. There goes Harold, and there goes the moon. After he had sailed long enough, Harold made land without much trouble. That means he goes onto land. He stepped ashore on the beach, wondering where he was. The sandy beach reminded Harold of picnics, and the thought of picnics made him hungry. That means he wanted to
eat.
Yes. So he laid out a nice, simple picnic lunch. Ooh. What do you think he's going to eat?
Eat.
What would you eat? Oh. Well, there was nothing but pie. But there were all 9 kinds of pie that Harold liked best. He likes 9 kinds of pie. He's very open-minded, pie-wise. When Harold finished, let's go back, clear. When Harold finished his picnic, there was quite a lot left. I mean, that's a lot of pie for one person. He hated to see so much delicious pie go to waste. So what do you think he's going to do? So Harold left a very hungry moose, and a deserving porcupine to finish it up. So he got the moose and the porcupine to finish all the pie. Thank goodness. The moose is very skinny. Obviously, he needs to eat. Harold knew that the higher up he went, the farther he could see. So he decided to make the hill into a mountain. If he went high enough, he thought he could see the windows of his bedroom. So it sounds a little like he's starting to want to go home. He was tired and he felt he ought to be getting to bed. He hoped he could see his bedroom window from the top of the mountain. Can he see it? What do you think? But as he looked down on the other side, he slipped. And there wasn't any other side of the mountain, so he was falling in the air. There he goes. He's going down. Does he need some help? What do you think? But luckily, he kept his wits about and his purple crayon. He made a balloon and he grabbed onto it. So there he goes with the balloon. And he made a basket under the balloon big enough to stand in. Well, that was good thinking. You don't want to get too crowded. He had a fine view from the balloon, but he couldn't see his window. He couldn't even see a house. He is really thinking a lot about his house and his window. I think he might be wanting to go home. Let's see. So he made a house with windows And he landed the balloon on the grass in the front yard.
Go.
There he goes. None of the windows was his window. Oh no. He tried to think where his window ought to be. So he is working and he's looking, which is kind of like the word watch. He wants to find out where his window ought to be. He made some more windows. And he made a big building full of windows. Look at all of those windows. I mean, he's really good with drawing with that purple color. He made lots of buildings full of windows. He made a whole city full of windows. Do you see? I mean, watch what he's doing. Do you see his house with his window? Does he see it? Let's see. But none of the windows was his window. He couldn't think where it might be. Where is his window? He decided to ask a policeman. So he's going to ask a policeman for help. The policeman pointed the way Harold was going anyway, but Harold thanked him. And he walked along with the moon, wishing he was in his room and in bed. Then suddenly Harold remembered. There he goes. He's going and he's thinking about his room and he's wishing that he could be just in his bed. But now he remembers. He remembered where his bedroom window was when there was a moon. It was always right there around the moon. Do you remember? At the beginning of the story, he didn't have a moon, so he made a moon. And now he's going to make his window around the moon. And then Harold made his bed. He got in it and he drew up the covers. He goes to bed. He draws up the covers. The purple crayon dropped on the floor and Harold dropped off to sleep. And he was finally finished drawing. That is such a great story. I love this story. I hope that you get to listen to it again. And maybe you have this book at your house and you could read it to yourself. You could do it pretty easily because you don't even need to read the words. All of the pictures just tell you everything that's happening. I'll see you later. Bye-bye.